In this second video on creating tests on clinicalskills.net, we're going to look at how to replicate a question bank and modify it by adding new questions. Remember, you have to be logged in as an organisation administrator to create question banks. If you need a reminder of your login details, just email info@clinicalskills.net and we'll send that information to you again. There are two ways to create question banks. If you want to use questions that already exist in a question bank, follow the modify instructions. But if your new question bank features mostly questions that you've written yourself, then it's best to create it from scratch. First, we're going to look at how to modify a pre-existing question bank. Remember, you must be logged in as an organisation admin and in resource management. First, put in a keyword or title relevant to the question bank that you want to create. For this example, I'm going to put in infection control. And then you click apply. Now I'm going to work on the question bank on routine hand hygiene. To do this, click on replicate. Why replicate, I hear you ask? Well, because you can't edit an original question bank, only a bank that you have created. So click on replicate and then confirm. You're taken back to this page, so I'm going to put in routine hand hygiene and click apply. This brings up the question bank that I've just created. When you click on edit, you can see the options at the top to view, edit or replicate the question bank. Clicking on View shows you the questions and their answers. You might find it helpful to have this open in a separate window for easier reference, or you could print it out and have it next to you. When you start editing the question bank, the very first thing you should do is change the title so that you can easily find and use this new question bank. So for now, I'm going to call this question bank Infection Control, Hand Hygiene and PPE. If you don't want all the existing questions, it's simple to get rid of them. Just click on the Remove button on any that you want gone. If you click on Edit, you can edit the question itself, or if you want to change one of the answers, click on Edit here, and you do your editing in the box. Answer text. When setting your questions, you indicate here whether that answer is correct, and when you've done your editing, you have to click on Update Answer, and then on Update Question. Then at the bottom of the page, you have to click on Save. This is really important. You can edit several questions before you click on Save, but make sure you click on Update Answer, then Update Question before moving on to the next question. We recommend you save at least every 5 minutes or so, otherwise you could lose your work. As well as deleting questions and editing existing questions, there are two options down at the bottom of the question bank: Add New Question and Add Existing Question. If you click on Add New Question, you get this page. Now, normally you don't need a title for your question, you can just write it in here. I'm going to put in a simple example. Hand decontamination is not required after the removal of gloves. You can ignore the question image unless you want to put a picture into the question. Then under Type, select the type of question. For this example, it's a simple true or false. You could also do questions with 3 possible answers, only one of which is correct, or questions that have several answers and more than one is correct, i.e. questions that you ask to select all that apply. You can also set questions where the user can type in a word or a phrase for the answer. For these, type in the possible answers separated by a line break and make sure you include alternative correct answers. You must make sure you have a viable answer selected or the question will not save. In this instance, of course, it's false. I do hope you got that right. Now, when you've finished putting in your new question, you click on Create Question. You'll see it added to the bottom of the list. And then click Save. If you don't click Save, then you could lose it. So remember, click Save. To confirm that this question is now in your question bank, click on View, go to the bottom of the list, and there it is. Now we'll have a break here. You could practice replicating a question bank and adding your own questions. And in the next video, we'll look at another powerful feature, adding an existing question from another question bank, allowing you to combine questions from 2 or more banks.